Oh! To all the furs and people of the world, I am Metro Fox. Welcome to Freedom Lake's FurMeet. With me are a few of the furs who are willing to actually help out with this, and with me is our host of the meet.
Hi there, my name is Chrysanthemum. I run Freedom Lake Park Furs with another admin. His name is Thomas. And here at Freedom Lake, we create a big old community where we're all just one big happy furry family.
That's right, we love each other, we'll give each other hugs, cookies, pretty much anything that you can think of.
Cookies are my favorite.
So if you ever want to join us, we have a Facebook page which she will provide, and the links will be in the description below. I'll be doing some interviews later on with furs who are willing to be able to talk to. I'm going to kill that flame.
I just want cookies now.
You'll get them later.
C is for cookie. That's good enough for me.
We'll get interviews going so that way you can meet other furs and see who we are, how we are, and come and find us to hug us. We love everybody. And with that said and done, stay.
Fluffy!
My friends!
When I was about 16 years old, I saw that Fantasia 2000 or something like that. Might be aging myself here, but what can I do?
And mine's Beauty and the Beast, and that's like around 1993, 1994 or something like that.
Fantasia 2000. But I was 16. There's this part in that movie where there is an elk. And this elk is just, cartoon elk. And I'm like, that is the most awesome thing I've ever seen in my entire life. Because it moved like an elk, it breathed like an elk, it blinked, its ears, its head movements, everything was perfect like an elk. And I'm like, that's drawn. Holy moly, what else can I find that's drawn that looks like this? So I started looking online. I found some elks. Not exactly the ones I saw in Fantasia, and they definitely weren't doing what the elk was doing in Fantasia. But after that, I started drawing. I started drawing, and then I started drawing them standing up. And then I started drawing them standing up with clothes. And I'm like, I wonder if anyone else out there draws animals standing up with clothes on. And sure enough, holy crap, there were. And then I was really into dragons, and I'm like, oh, dragons! And then I didn't know there was a thing called Bad Dragon until I found it online, and I'm like, that's not the dragon I was looking for. I met Thomas online 7 years ago now. Jesus, has it been 7 years? Good God. Yeah, 7 years ago.
We're old, darling, we're old.
And I messaged Thomas. And he's like, do I know you? I'm like, no. But I'm a fur in this area, and I'm looking to find more people, like me. So he's like, well, how are we going to do that? I'm like, I don't know. Get a bunch of people together at a park and have a picnic. He goes, how do I do that? I'm like, invite them? Call me crazy, that usually works.
And that's how it started?
Yeah.
And just slowly grew from there?
Somehow the first meet,
First meet, yeah.
I ended up standing in one spot the entire 7 hours I was there because I was terrified. A lot of people don't believe that, but when I first came, I was a shut-in. I had nobody. I had no one in my life but my family, and
Pretty much you were an introvert.
I didn't want to be, but that's how I ended up because of my situation. And I came to my first meet, and if you see on my YouTube channel, no self, what is that called?
Self-promotion?
Thank you.
Don't worry, I'll
Not trying to do that. Just saying.
Don't worry, I'll put the subscribe button for your channel right right on your face or something, or right on top of you like a crown.
Yeah, just cover this whole thing. This entire area you are allowed to just make into like the YouTube channel. That's fine with me.
Done.
Fantastic. And you'll see that I'm like giggling, I'm laughing, I'm having the best time I've had in my entire life. And the next time was made by me. And every time for the last 5 years and a month now, I've been running this thing.
Hey.
So, yeah, I don't know how I ended up in charge, but that's kind of how it happened.
It works. Or fandom.
In the fandom, I've always been in the fandom technically, I just didn't know. I grew up with all the typical things you hear, cartoons, video games, anything with an anthropomorphic animal, raised in the 90s, I was all about it. Then one day, I got my first computer and internet, and the rest is history. I like to make art. I'm not very good at furry art. I color things for people. I'm pretty good at that, but I can't draw it. So whenever people say, "Oh, can I commission you for this?" It's like, "Nope, sorry, can't do it."
So you pretty much you get the line art and you treat it like it's a coloring book.
Yes, and I'm very good at it. But no, I mostly just stay in the fandom for the art and for the community. I mean, we got a pretty damn good community over there. You can't really see them, but
They're all nice and sweet.
yeah, pretty good
For the most part.
Pretty good group. You know, it's a fun experience. I haven't been to convention. I haven't been to a con in 5-6 years almost, but I
Yeah.
used to go to them every year. I've been to Megaplex, I've been to Anthrocon, I've been to FWA. FWA is my favorite,
Yeah.
but I'd say Anthrocon still has my best memories.
Next year I'm playing on Metroplex.
I did a skit on Anthrocon's Masquerade with some of my friends, Corsi and a couple others, and we did this big old thing called The Site is a Lie, making fun of FA, making fun of FA's search engine mainly.
It kind of depends, because it's like, as far as getting started with the community, that's a different part of my life. I started out, I always loved anthropomorphic anything. That was my thing. I actually created a persona when I was 13 years old. And it's very strange, because at this time I didn't know there was a fandom. I didn't know there was a whole thing about it. But as far as actually getting to be a part of the community, it's interesting how it happened, because me and my family went through a really, really traumatizing event, and we just basically gave up on trusting everybody. So really, I was online and on YouTube. This was a while later after this happened, and a lot of this, I kept finding different hints and cues to the furry fandom. It was very strange, but I just decided, I wanted to figure out what this was all about, and so I started talking to somebody, and they kind of introduced me to Telegram, and I started to get to know people like that, and well, lo and behold, hey, there's people like me. I didn't know there was a whole fandom on it. Yay. So it was very, very cool. But yeah, it's let's see, the furry fandom, getting a hold of like a local community. I found the Freedom Lake Park Furs, which I was living 5 minutes down the road from here. But it's just, I get to know these people, and I gain my trust in just people again, and really, this community right here, these people are more family that I've ever had. They've really, they really saved me.
Yeah, we're all about family and bringing in the lost people.
Yeah.
We don't care what kind of species you are. We don't care what you're into. Just show us respect, and we'll show it back to you, and we'll help you with however we can.
As far as hobbies, I've always been into music, always. Always played multiple instruments. I would like to get into the music part of the furry fandom, but I don't really have a lot of time as of right now. And I'd love to get started. That's one thing I really want to do. Like, if you know anything about synesthesia, maybe I could make art about that. You know, not just like anything, drawing any particular structure or animal or anything like that. Just draw the colors and shapes and all the different sensations that I see when I hear music. Perhaps I could kind of contribute to that.
Okay, that'd be cool. That'd be fun to say.
I've been in ever since I'm 11. I grew up on an Indian reservation. My mom's full-blooded Crow. I'm a half-breed, obviously. My spirit animal when I was 5 was deemed as a wolf. When I was 8, maybe 9, my mom did some sewing and we made me an actual wolf costume.
Cool.
And I used to run around the reservation and I just thought I was a wolf. And then as I got older, when I was 11, I kind of ran into somebody at a place that was dressed like I think it was a dog if I remember right. And I was like, wow, that was pretty cool and this, that. And then he told me, oh, we have a whole group and this, that, and the other thing. And I said something to my mom and then she came along one time and next thing I know, 5 suits later, I'm still a wolf, but I've just been doing it ever since. Part of the fandom, I like pretty much everything. I mean, there's not much that I don't like. I mean, personal hobbies, I collect swords. Well, anything with a bladed weapon, I collect. I'm kind of a whiz with them. I know how to use them, sharpen them, make them, clean them, whatever.
I know somebody that's a blacksmith.
Yeah, I can do that stuff on my own. So yeah, I mean, I'm really big on that kind of stuff. I do like making stuff like costumes, that sort of thing.
I like using your hands.
Yeah, I'm a very hands-on type person. I mean, I'm actually a mechanic normally, so it kind of,
nice.
Already sits there that way.
Have you made like any special outside groups outside of the meets and such?
Yes, I used to live in Bangor, Maine. I lived up there for 12 years, owned my own landscaping business, and I ran a furry group up there called Maine Furs. Ran it for about 10 years, started it, had about 220 furs total. Pretty good thing.
Cool. Now, as far as I remember as wolves go, sometimes they like to make packs or whatever.
Yes.
Have you made a pack
Yes,
or two
I
before?
have one.
Yay, which, by
You
the
should
way,
know, you're a part of it.
Yes, I know. I just want to just bring it up just for the fucking fun of it.
And me.
All 3 of us are part of the Awoo.
Well, there's more than just us 3. But...
Yeah, there's more than us 3, but for right now, just being
and I've gotten 2 more today now, so
we're growing. Hopefully we can get the pack growing more. We can hopefully get all the meats growing more. Get more furs out here. Notice out of their closets, something. Just people need to stop being afraid, especially us. We're fluffy, cute, and fun.